You ever have one of those days when you're just done with people? Yeah, that was me, that Tuesday afternoon at Denver International. I'd been on the road for 3 weeks straight. Client meetings, late flights, hotel coffee that tastes like burnt cardboard, and all I wanted was one quiet flight home. Just a window seat, some jazz in my earbuds, maybe even a nap if I got lucky. Simple, right? So, I board the plane, row 16, seat A. I'm dragging my old leather backpack behind me, just happy to finally be heading home. But when I get to my row, there she is. Blonde hair perfectly curled, black blazer like she's headed to court, sunglasses still on indoors, and a designer tote bag sitting in the middle seat like it bought a ticket too. She's already in my window seat. I check my ticket, 16A, window. Yep, that's me. So I take a breath, put on my best polite smile, and say, "Hey, excuse me, I think that's my seat." She doesn't even look up. Just goes, "No, it's mine." Flat. Like that's the end of the conversation. I laugh a little, awkwardly, show her my ticket. Pretty sure it says 16A, and she finally lowers her sunglasses, gives me this look like I just asked to borrow her car. "Well, I get motion sickness if I don't sit by the window," she says. "Just take the aisle. It's all the same." All the same. That phrase stuck with me. Because it's never all the same, is it? Not when you paid for it. Not when it's a matter of principle. So I tell her, calm as can be, "I'm sorry, but I really prefer the window." She sighs, loudly, dramatically, and goes, "You really want to make a scene over this?" And right there, I feel that familiar pressure from the line behind me, people waiting, shuffling, someone sighing. But I stay put. Not trying to make a scene. I say, just trying to sit where I belong. That's when the flight attendant comes over. Her name tag says Hannah. She's young, probably new, with that practiced airline smile that's already halfway tired. "Is everything okay here?" she asks. Before I can even speak, the woman, let's call her Chloe, cuts in. This man's arguing with me over a seat. I told him I need the window. Hannah checks both tickets, then says gently, "Ma'am, your seat is actually 16B, the aisle. He's in 16A. Chloe stares at her like she just committed treason. "I can't sit there. I'll get nauseous. Just switch him. He doesn't care." I give Hannah a small smile. "It's okay. I'll wait until she's ready to move." A guy across the aisle snorts into his magazine, and Chloe finally gets up, tossing her bag into the overhead bin so hard it nearly hits someone's shoulder. Then she slumps into 16B, muttering something about people with no empathy. I sit down, put in my earbuds, and tell myself, just let it go. But you know when someone's energy just fills the whole space, like static in the air? That was Chloe. Every sigh, every little huff was a performance. 10 minutes into the flight, she's complaining about the air being too dry, the seat too stiff, the snacks too salty. And me? I'm just staring out the window, trying to find peace in a cloud. Then turbulence hits, nothing major, but she gasps like the plane's falling out of the sky, grabs the armrest, squeezes it tight, then glares at me. "You okay?" I ask out of reflex. "I'm fine," she snaps. "Don't talk to me." All right then. The flight smooths out, and I think maybe, just maybe, that's the end of it. But of course, she's not done. When the drink cart comes around, I order coffee. She orders sparkling water with lemon. They don't have lemon. She acts like they just told her the plane's out of oxygen. When the attendant walks away, she leans toward me and says, "This airline's useless. No respect, just like some passengers." I don't even look up. Some passengers, or one in particular? She smirks. "You really enjoy this, don't you? Making people look foolish." I set my cup down slowly. "You're doing that on your own." Her jaw tightens, but she doesn't respond. For about 20 minutes, there's silence. Peaceful, awkward silence. Then, bam, she elbows my arm reaching for her tablet, knocks my coffee all over my jeans. Hot, bitter, dripping down my leg. "Oh, was that me?" she says, all innocent. "You should keep your drink on your tray." I look at her, then at my lap, and I swear I can hear my patience crack like thin ice. But I just grab a napkin, dab the stain, and say, "Accidents happen." She tilts her head. "Yeah, they do." Half an hour later, she presses the call button. The same attendant walks over, and Chloe suddenly puts on this trembling voice. "This man's been bothering me." Keeps staring and sighing. It's making me uncomfortable. The whole section goes quiet. Everyone's watching. My jaw drops. "That's not true," I say calmly. I haven't said a word to you. She folds her arms, all righteous. He's lying. The attendant looks between us, clearly tired of it all. Ma'am, unless there's clear evidence, I can't move passengers. Let's all take a breath. Chloe huffs, turns away. I just stare out the window again, thinking, how do you reason with someone who lives in their own reality? Fast forward an hour. Lights dim, cabin quiet. I'm half dozing when I notice she's typing something furiously on her phone. I glance sideways. The words, harassment complaint, flight 342, flash on her screen. I close my eyes again and smile just a little. Let her dig. A while later, Hannah comes by, checks on us. Before Chloe can open her mouth, I say, all good here, thanks. Hannah gives me this knowing look and moves on. Chloe whispers, sharp and low, you think you're clever, huh? Acting all innocent. I don't need to act, I say quietly. She narrows her eyes. You'll regret embarrassing me earlier. I open my eyes fully this time, meet her glare. You embarrassed yourself, Chloe. She freezes. How do you know my name? I nod toward the gold tag hanging from her purse. Might want to remove that if you plan to file an anonymous complaint. Her face goes red, and for once, she doesn't have a comeback. By the time we start descending, she's trembling with rage. Calls for the supervisor, demanding to speak, right now, about harassment and misconduct. The whole row's watching. The flight attendant tells her, we'll handle it after landing, ma'am. That's when I decide I've had enough. I look at her phone. She's typing again, subject line, assault and negligence. And I just say, before you send that, you might want to hear something. She stops. What? I'm with corporate, I tell her calmly. Compliance division. I've been reviewing flight service conduct, including passenger behavior. She laughs, sharp and nervous. You're lying. The attendant overhears and turns. Wait, Mr. Haynes, she says. I nod. That's right. The look on Chloe's face, priceless. Her whole posture collapses. You could almost see the power drain out of her. The attendant straightens up. Sir, would you like to review the incident report after landing? Please do, I say, and make sure to include witness statements. Chloe just stares at me, pale and speechless, clutching her phone like a lifeline that suddenly doesn't work anymore. You tricked me, she whispers. I shake my head. No, Chloe. You tricked yourself. I just let you talk long enough to prove it. The seatbelt sign dings off, people start standing, and I grab my bag. Before I go, I glance down at her one last time. You know, sometimes karma doesn't yell, I tell her softly. It just waits for the right moment to whisper. I walk off the plane, slow, calm, the kind of calm that comes after a storm you didn't start, but finally ended. The air in the terminal feels lighter, cooler, like someone opened a window in a stuffy room. Behind me, I hear her arguing with a staff member, her voice smaller now, thinner. And that's when it hits me. The weird satisfaction of knowing you don't need to fight to win. You just have to stay grounded when someone else is spinning out. Maybe that's what control really is, not dominance, not pride, just peace that doesn't depend on anyone else's chaos. Anyway, I'll tell you this much. Every time I board a plane now, I double-check my seat and my patience. Because some storms you can't predict, but you can choose how to fly through them. So what do you think? Was I right to stay calm and let her expose herself? Or should I have stood up louder and shut her down earlier? Drop your thoughts below. I'd love to hear how you would have handled Chloe. And if you've ever dealt with someone like that, you already know. Some people don't need turbulence. They are the turbulence.